If you need to make fantasy maps, but you don't know where to start and which method to choose, I got you in this video. Hello everybody, my name is Mishtezolu. I'm a fantasy cartographer and an amateur YouTuber. In my opinion, there is three methods, which are physical drawing, digital drawing, and using assets. And I want to start with the most obvious one, physical drawing. If you choose this method, it basically means you will draw it by hand.
Bet you didn't know that, did you?
You will get pens, watercolors, etc., different medias, whichever you prefer. The most obvious advantage here is creative freedom and the ability to jump right into it. Like everybody can find a paper and pen and start today. And if you have lots of crazy ideas about your world that you need to reflect on your map, like it's a must to show.
For example,
I have this world tree. It's coming from this continent, going around the border, making a turn around my compass, and going right into the ass of my evil guy. And I have to show this. It provides a very nice freedom. You can basically draw whatever you want. The limit is your imagination and your drawing ability. The best minor advantage is that whatever you produce at the end will be in front of you, in your hands. So if you like feeling things in your hands, this doesn't sound nice. If you're a crafty person and you like crafting things, you like seeing the things that you made, showing them on your wall,
I made that myself.
etc. This is a very nice, authentic thing to have. Very unique hobby and method. We can show off easily to everybody. The disadvantages is that it will take a lot of time to learn and master, most probably require at least a little bit amount of drawing skills, and if you need to make a revision, you will not be able to do it.
Unfortunately, you have no margin of error.
Because whatever you drew, there, ink dried already. Can I change? Most probably not. Maybe just a little bit of changes are possible, but a lot of changes, not really. You have to redraw it. And if you have a very, how to say? I mean, I do like children. It's not that I hate them, but if you have very active children around or pets, or your roof is leaking, etc., etc., you may lose that map. It's a very vulnerable thing because it's a physical paper in front of you.
Accidents happen every day.
And you can lose it. And probably a decent amount of budget is required, which will be an ongoing cost. And the amount will depend on the quality of materials that you choose. Let's move to the next one, which is drawing digitally. This one, just like drawing by hand, is going to provide you lots of creative freedom and most probably even more creative freedom, which is one of the best advantage if you want to make maps with digital drawings. And how do you do that, by the way? In case you don't know, you have digital drawing tablets or an iPad. But basically any tablet, either a graphic tablet or normal tablets that allow you to draw things by hand. And if you go with this, the best advantage would be the even increased amount of creative freedom, because now suddenly you have lots of brushes, materials, effects that you could apply. There are even some apps that allow you to make illustrations inside of illustrations if you want to go with that road. So I think a little extra here for creative freedom, especially it also comes from the ability to make revisions or repurpose the maps easily. It's probably going to be the most flexible one about making revisions. On the other hand, another very good minor advantage is that it is going to be most portable option. If you want to make maps while you're traveling, it's just a tablet, unless you are using a laptop and a separate graphics tablet with it. But still, it's very portable. At least the potential is the most portable. And another very nice advantages here is that because now we moved into the digital world, it is much more easier to protect, maybe not from AI, but from physical attacks, from physical accidents and stuff. You're more safe and it is more portable, provides lots of creative freedom. But isn't this has a disadvantage?
I'm sorry.
It has. Just like the physical drawing part, it requires you to put a lot of time. Like, I'm not the master about this digital drawing thing, but illustrators say that digital illustrations is more difficult than illustrating physically, because you not only need to know how to draw, but the feeling is different. You need to get used to it. You need to learn the apps, etc. Especially if you are also shifting from physical drawing to digital drawing. If you agree or disagree with me, make sure to comment down below so we can discuss. It is going to be probably the most time consuming to learn, the most time consuming to produce a nice looking map, and most probably the costliest one, because you may have very cheap options for watercolors, pen papers, etc. And you may have very cheap options for good assets to make maps with. But I think a decent drawing tablet is going to be a superior cost to these. So here you have a little summary about digital drawing. And now, moving on to the using assets part. About this, I have two videos actually. The best advantages and disadvantages of using assets, because this is what I do. This is my method.
This is my world! My world!
So a quick summary would be that the best advantage of using assets, which means pre-made little illustrations. You basically combine them like a design. Think of it as using Canva for making a poster, but you actually make a map. So you're using those pre-made illustrations, combining them, recoloring them, etc., and making a map. And it also actually looks quite good. You can check some of my maps. Let me drop a few actually. So you could actually get a very decent result. And the best advantage would be that you don't need to have drawing skills. Second best advantage is you don't need to invest as much time to get good at it, to master it, to produce good looking maps.
Damn, that does sound good.
It is very time saving and budget saving, because these tools and assets are going to be much cheaper compared to buying tablets or good quality art supplies, considering you have a PC. If not, it is going to be equally costly. But if you have PC, doesn't have to be the best, you will be able to do it. But it provides the smallest amount of creative freedom. You are limited by the amount of assets you own, by the library, by the tools of that app, software, whichever you use. It is going to be limiting you. But again, this is the thing I choose, and I'm producing assets to cover this, to make it as advantageous as possible for those who don't have the luxury of spending a lot of time and money into making maps, and or who are like, I just need to get a map as quick as possible so that it can assist me in my world building process. So for those of you guys, I'm making assets already. If you want to know more about using assets, please check out those videos. Even if you don't actually, just check it out. It's just going to take not much, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, etc. Give me some support, guys. I need some support.
Brother, help me!
Now, let's check this chart that I made to summarize all of this. If you are someone prioritizing time, you have limited time, you value time the most, then go with assets. It's going to be the fastest one to learn, and the fastest one to make maps, and the fastest one to produce good quality results. If you're someone valuing the creative freedom the most, you can go with physical drawing or digital drawing. And what could make the difference between the two? Do you value portability? Are you traveling regularly? Would you like to make a map while taking a shit? It's all possible, right? So if that's the case, go digitally, especially if you are around children and pets all the time.
That chocolate or poop?
So maybe go with digitally, like go with digital drawing. It's going to be safe, not to lose or damage the map, and easier to transfer or make maps anywhere in the world whenever you want. But remember, then you will need to spend more time to learn, and you will need a good tablet. But if that's not the case for you, if your children are well behaved, if your pets are not eating papers, if your house is not leaking and there is not much risk of natural fires happening around your cities and countries, etc. You get the idea. Then you can go with physical. There's no problem with that. It will be easier to jump into it. It will be easier to learn while providing you a lot of creative freedom. And if you are falling in not in any of these situations, if you're sometimes traveling, sometimes not traveling, your schedule and work schedule is completely flexible, you really don't know if you should invest so much time in mapping, if you should invest time for getting good with drawing,
If you were lost,
etc., etc., then I would say go with assets. The reason being, it's going to be fast. It's going to give you a nice chance to see how it works.
The most important of which is time.
And if you like it, you like it. If you find it missing creative freedom, then you can shift towards physical or digital drawing. So it can help you observe and understand what your needs are while actually in action instead of just sitting and still trying to make a decision.
the time for action has come.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.